his rededication to the compelling forces that induced him to come to the Holy City.
Jerusalem is the city which fills my heart and should fill the hearts of all Christians with love and peace. It would be easy to be a priest in my country, but here in Jerusalem, I feel closer to God.
Sequestered behind a huge gate that is unlocked each morning and locked again each night, the Armenian quarter has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Life within still centers around the 12th century Cathedral of St. James. A reminder of the days when the Muslim rulers forbade the ringing of church bells. The striking of this plank announces services. Today, the community gathers to commemorate a Holocaust. For the Armenians are a people whose ancient homeland has been ravaged, many of its citizens killed or scattered. To Elia Kavajian, the service has special meaning, for he is a survivor of the Holocaust. For him, Jerusalem became a haven. 60 years ago, he arrived as an orphaned boy. Now, he is surrounded by his loving family. Survivors lead the solemn procession to the Armenian cemetery. They are living reminders of 1,500,000 who perished. In 1915, part of what had once been the Armenian Christian kingdom was under Ottoman rule. Labeling the Armenians infidels and a dangerous foreign element, the government began to kill their intellectuals. Life had little value, as this magazine caption illustrates. $5 buys a pretty Armenian slave girl. Describing their policy as the displacement of the Armenian population, the Ottoman Turks drove them on forced marches into the Syrian desert. The road was the path of death by disease, massacre, and starvation. Elia Kavajian remembers.
They took us through the Syrian desert to Mardin. We walked, I don't know how many weeks, how many months walked. Near Mardin, they bring it a place which all around it, it's many hills. My mother says, my darling, they are going to kill us. I want to give my son to that Kurd which is coming. Maybe he will remain alive.
The Kurdish family fed him, cleaned him up, and sold him at an auction to a Syrian Christian family. The husband was an ironsmith, and 6-year-old Elia worked the bellows for him. When the man remarried, young Elia was put on the streets. He drifted, begging, for a year, until the American Near East Relief Organization placed him in an orphanage, and eventually brought him to Jerusalem. A son and daughter and their families gather today to remember the victims and rejoice in Elia's survival. Kavajian learned photography in the orphanage. He owns a photo supply store, custom laboratory, and portrait studio.
1 minute. Let me take away from the object. طلع هون حبيبتي. هون هون بسمي بسمي. ايوه. واحد. بسمي اضحكي هون. طلعي علي. بسمي. اسمعي. ايوه. هين. اتش.
Although the family now resides outside the old city, its life still revolves around the Armenian quarter. Here, as their parents did, Kavajian's grandchildren learn Armenian culture, language, history, and geography. To prepare for life in Jerusalem, the children are also taught